Hello everyone, my name's Dr. Ferox and it's been quite a while between videos, so I figured I'd better tell you what's been happening and why there's going to be quite a lot of breaks lately. A bit of an update, and then I wanted to respond to some of the comments that the videos have been getting. So first of all, back in August, Harry the dog died, and I had filmed a bunch of clips with Harry to do the toxicity video, but after he died I just couldn't look at them for a while. Harry had an inoperable spinal tumour, so one day he just started limping really badly across his shoulder, and I had this sort of gut feeling that this was bad because Harry was a bit of a lazy dog. He didn't really do anything athletic or energetic enough to injure himself that badly. So my first thought was that you've got cancer in your shoulder. You've got an osteosarcoma somewhere in that leg. So I x-rayed him and I couldn't find him, and I thought, maybe I'm lucky. Maybe Harry does not have a tumour. But then he didn't respond to pain relief and he got worse over about 3 days. So we sent him to Southpaws in Moorabbin, where Charles Kuntz is. And he had a CT scan and they found the tumour in his spine, and Charles said that's inoperable. Now I picked that clinic because Charles approaches cancer like a trophy hunter. He's very good at it. I met him at his clinic when he had like a little movie room, and across all the walls were these massive printed canvases of photographs of cancers that he had cut out of dogs and cats, mounted on display like trophies. If he says it's inoperable, it's inoperable. And so I put Harry to sleep in the garden that afternoon. So that was May last year. And then August last year, my childhood cat, Dipper, was put to sleep. Dipper was a bit of a hellcat, actually. She was quite a nasty animal. She'd actually opened up my wrist once while I was in high school, and I had some explaining to do. But we loved her because she was a hellcat, not despite her being a hellcat. She hated being touched, and she was always a bit cranky and a little bit loopy in the head. She was completely deaf. She went deaf suddenly at the age of 3, and I don't know why. I would have loved to have done a brain scan, but it was not worth the money for my own curiosity. So she was deaf, and then she went suddenly blind at like 2 months short of 20 years old, and she hated being touched, and she had some sort of dementia, which she had had for a long time. So I had this little cat who couldn't hear, who couldn't see, who hated being touched and couldn't remember where she was at the best of times. It was just not a quality of life. Like that's kind of torturous. So I put her to sleep in August. Very shortly after, I found out I was pregnant, for some good news for a change. And then I proceeded to be sick for about 20 weeks straight and barely got anything done at all. But at 12 weeks, I woke up in the middle of the night with unbearable pain. Like the most insane, ludicrous pain I could ever describe. And I was vomiting my guts up all the time, so we went to hospital and they assumed I was having a miscarriage. But no, baby was fine. I had pyelonephritis, I had renal colic, and they kept me in hospital for a week, during which time I didn't really eat at all. So I was quite sick through pregnancy, but then it ended happily and baby arrived, and then I was quite busy with baby for quite a long while. And now Wonka has cancer. Wonka has lymphoblastic lymphoma of his stomach, so I have to deal with all of that, and I might do a video on him later. He's got more chemo tomorrow, so he is keeping me busy as well. Now, in regards to comments on the video, A lot of them are lovely. They're encouraging, especially because I'm very new at this and I'm very nervous about it. And I hate being in front of a camera like you wouldn't believe. But I do this in order to challenge myself as a hobby, not because it's easy. So the lovely comments and the funny comments are very well received. But there is a lot of comments that are very out of line. There is a bunch of them that are straight up asking for my contact details, my email, and my Facebook. If you're not already my friend in real life, I'm not giving you my Facebook. You need to know how I take my tea and at least one of my Dungeons & Dragons characters. A lot of my cousins I don't even have on Facebook, so please don't ask for it. I know you're only asking because you want free vet advice, and that's not what I'm here for. I put out videos explaining topics. I'm not a telemedicine service where you get free vet advice. You tell me all the details and then I tell you what to do. If I was doing that service, it definitely wouldn't be free. There's plenty of them out there. And on that note, some of you have even found the business email linked to this account and then emailed me quite in-depth questions about what to do with your pet in intensive care that night. And I have no idea why you're doing that instead of asking the veterinarians who are actually treating your cat or your regular vet. Instead of contacting me, you really should be talking to your regular vets, the ones that see the animal in front of them. They have so much more knowledge about your specific pet than I ever will. Even if you think they're closed, just give them a call. Most clinics either have an answering machine that tells you who to call instead, or it actually diverts to the vet's personal mobile and you will wake them up at 3 o'clock in the morning. They might not be thrilled, but they will answer the phone. It's part of the job. On that note, specifically the not giving specific vet advice note. If you come onto a video that is a year old of mine, when I haven't posted anything at all for 9 months, and then proceed to call me a bitch because I didn't reply promptly, that's really a reflection of your own charm and intelligence. Don't do it. A lot of these videos, I'm just going to turn the comments off because they're being filled with people who have very unreasonable expectations for what one person on YouTube can do. I'm not your personal vet. I just provide general information, not specific information. I'm also not going to vet bash or tell you imaginary cures that you can do at home. And when people are going to use the comment sections of these videos to promote cures that are shams, that are just completely wrong or outright dangerous, I just got to delete those comments. And so instead of pulling up the weeds as I see them, I'm just going to stop them being planted at all. The final straw was probably a comment on the blocked cat video, which said they were pissed off that I didn't tell people how to treat this intensive care condition where cats can die suddenly at home with things they get from the supermarket. That's an intensive care condition where they can die suddenly and often do, but instead of being in hospital or seeking any vet advice, this Burke wanted people to message him instead so he could tell them how to fix it at home. Now, if somebody actually did that and then those cats got no vet care because of a video I'd put on the internet, even indirectly, I'd feel really, really terrible about it. So I'm just not going to let it happen anymore. So a lot of these videos, especially the medical videos, are just not going to have comment sections anymore. Which is a shame because I missed getting the nicer comments, but it turned into every time I'd see a notification, like it was a little bit of dread. Like what do I have to fix now in the comment section? So it's just not worth it. There are some lovely comments that I have had over the time, including people that have actually got their cats treated for conditions they didn't know they had, particularly in those blocked cats. Like male cats that they thought were just naughty, peeing on the carpet, peeing on the towel, when it turned out they actually had crystals and they'd been sick for a very long time, and then they get fixed and they live happily ever after. So it's still worth putting information out into the internet, real valid vet information, not conspiracy theory information. And so I will keep doing it, just at a much, much slower pace. So thank you if you have ever sent in nice comments, and I'm really sorry if I'm not going to let you advertise essential oils in my comment sections anymore. Anyway, I've got to go deal with Wonka and everything he needs, as well as everything the baby needs, so I don't know when the next video is going to be, but thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.